am an entrepreneur. I'm an e-commerce seller. I sold on Amazon from 2008 to 2016, sold about $25 million there. So I'm coming to you guys from a point of an e-commerce seller, from an entrepreneur, not from a bookkeeper, because that's important. As an entrepreneur, you don't need to know every little fine detail of how QuickBooks works and how bookkeeping works, but you do need to understand some basic concepts that are going to make your life easier. It's going to help you spot good bookkeepers from bad bookkeepers. And overall, it's going to help you make better decisions in your business and ultimately get investing, get funding, sell your company, whatever you want to do. So that's where I'm coming from. I don't think a lot of you joined to learn a lot about the technical aspects of QuickBooks, but if you did, I'm sorry to disappoint you. And so super quick background on me before we get started. I mentioned I was an e-commerce seller. I've never had a real job. I started that company when I was in college, and I grew that using a lot of virtual assistants and freelancers. And I ended up turning that into a marketplace called FreeUp that provided virtual assistants and freelancers to e-commerce sellers. So I started servicing e-commerce sellers. And one of the best decisions I made at the beginning of FreeUp was hiring a bookkeeper from day one. The month would end, I would get a report within 10, 15 days, income statement, balance sheet, cash flow. I'd review the report, which we're going to talk about with my business partner, and make decisions based on what the numbers were telling me. And that was a key to us growing from $1 million to $5 million to $9 million to $12 million. And it was the key of us passing due diligence and eventually selling the company at the end of 2019. With my Amazon business before that, I was a young entrepreneur. I was waiting until the end of the year to dump it on my accountant, or I tried to do it myself, which we'll also talk about. And that was a disaster. So I learned my lesson. And once we sold FreeUp, we started consulting with different e-commerce sellers. We learned pretty quickly that we didn't like being consultants, but the common theme was that before we could help e-commerce sellers make decisions about their company, we would have to revamp their monthly bookkeeping processes. So that was how we got the idea for starting EcomBalance, which we started at the beginning of this year. Now we have a team of 11 high-level e-commerce bookkeepers helping clients from all around the world. And that's kind of my background of how I went from Amazon to FreeUp to EcomBalance. So today,
sorry for interrupting you, but let's be honest. Let's just be honest and explain. Not maybe to. Here's the biggest thing, So from me working and doing a lot of meetups and events and going to different conferences and speaking with a lot of Amazon sellers, there's one big part about majority of the people who works at Amazon and maybe even e-commerce. They don't keep their books clear. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, you should see the disaster stories that we get. I mean, we get new clients or new potential clients every day. And you've got people who haven't filed their taxes in 3 years. You've got people who've been doing a lot of the mistakes that I'm about to talk about, and we have to redo all their books from scratch. And it's always way easier to just do it right from day one. And especially if you want to sell your company. I mean, there's people that are trying to sell their company and the buyers are saying, before we do anything, you need to revamp the past 4 years of your book. So like, this is stuff you got to do.